It's okay, just making a video. Welcome back to Mom with a Minute. I'm Allison. I'm sharing everyday creative ideas for mom life. I'm a stay-at-home mom of 3 kids ages 6 and under, so everything I share is realistic and very doable, and most of the time doesn't take a lot of time because we don't have any. I'm shooting on my front steps today because really this is one of the cleanest places in my house right now. We just did a big birthday bash for the 3 kids. So what we do is one birthday party a year where we celebrate all 3 kids, but on each of their actual birthdays, we do something special, just the 5 of us as a family. And we also have a cake or something and candles. So they still get celebrated on their actual birthday. The kids always pick a certain theme. Don't mind the dog. That's the shepherd in him. It's actually 50% German Shepherd. And then the other half is Chow Chow and a quarter Chihuahua. So the kids always pick out a theme for their party. And this year, of course, my 1-year-old can't pick a theme yet, but the older 2 couldn't agree on a theme. So we ended up doing a split party of unicorns and construction, which I tried to blend at first and I just couldn't blend it together. So we ended up just doing some stuff construction and some stuff unicorn. Today I'm going to be sharing mostly the unicorn things with just a couple of the construction ideas thrown in as well. All of these unicorn birthday party ideas are very easy to do and don't take a lot of skill, but they turned out really great. So let's get started. An easy thing to do for decoration was turning a regular balloon into a unicorn. So what I did is I just went to Pinterest and I found a unicorn template that had the horn and the ears and the eyes, and printed these out and then cut them out and taped them onto a balloon filled with helium. I did try to add some ribbon as like the forelock. These came out super cute. Unfortunately, it did rain for some of our party, which kind of deflated the balloons and made the paper really soggy. So that was a bummer. But I got some pictures beforehand and they were super cute and just added that unicorn magic to our party. The next decoration that I did was this big streamer rainbow. So I found a twine with wire in it at the dollar store. Oops, I need to move over, don't I? All I did was tie these streamers on in rainbow color and then used white balloons and ended up tying them around that twine part so they were tied straight to that as well. This was a really big piece that made a big statement but was very simple and inexpensive to do. I love painting. I don't get a lot of time to do it. I'm not super great at it, but I really enjoy it. I took time in the week leading up to the party to create each kid a poster. This was the one for the unicorn for my 6-year-old. This was her poster. And I also created one for my 4-year-old for the construction theme and one for my 1-year-old for his first birthday theme. Yeah, you sit right down here. Moving on to activities. Activities for our party. Originally, I had bubbles, chalk, lawn games, lots of stuff. But like I said, it did rain. We had a bunch of canopies and it turned out fine. But we didn't get to do a ton of the summer game stuff that I had planned. Instead, the kids mostly played in the sandbox, which was awesome. We put a pop-up tent right over it so the kids could play there. And then we had a couple other things to do. Instead of party favors, I ended up doing create your own bucket hat. I got a bunch of white bucket hats and fabric markers. I did have some disposable aprons because they are fabric markers, and then a whole ton of stencils. The kids could make their own bucket hat to take home. So instead of just a bunch of random things, this was something they could actually take time to do at the party and then take home with them. I also always love to have temporary tattoos at all of my parties because they're super easy to do and just really fun, adding that spirit to the birthday party. I got unicorn tattoos and construction tattoos and just set it up on a little table with a spray bottle and paper towels, so it's all ready for the kids and the adults to use. And then we did have a piñata again, which was really fun, but instead of just filling it with a bunch of candy, we ended up going for one box of lollipops and then about 100 individual stickers. And that was really fun because it's something different for the piñata, and it actually makes it easier on the parents too, that they're not just getting tons of candy. The stickers were really fun and the kids can use them. And food. For unicorn themed food, the absolute favorite were these rainbow fruit sticks. I think they were gone within the first 5 minutes, honestly. And they were pretty simple to do. They did take a little bit of time, but the main thing was just cutting up the melons. I ended up not using the watermelon, so just one melon. For these, we used the meat skewer, barbecue skewer things, that's what they're called, wooden sticks. And then I did a strawberry, a cantaloupe, pineapple, green grape, blueberry, purple grape. These make it super easy at parties to grab and go, so you don't need to sit there and try to scrape out the fruit. The kids loved it. They loved having stuff on a stick that they could eat. This is the one I would choose to do. And I laid them out so they created a rainbow, so it was perfect for our unicorn theme. We had a bunch of different bowls of just snacky things, and the kids also love these because they don't usually get these kind of snacks. We used the bugles for unicorn horns, which is really cool. And then the rest of my chips were from the construction theme. So we had wrecking balls, nuts and bolts, and then I also created a dump truck out of vegetables. So just cutting them lengthwise, pretty simple to make that shape, and just makes a big impact at the party. For drinks, we had one unicorn theme and one construction theme. So for our unicorn, we had our cloud water. And for our construction theme, we had our diesel, which was actually just iced tea. And then the kids and I spent a couple days leading up to the party freezing different colored ice cubes. What we did is we put just a little bit of food coloring in water and then froze it in these heart molds. And we did a bunch of different colors. So this was like our unicorn fuel, or just something rainbow colored to add to your water. And the lighter colors didn't really change the water, but the blue definitely changed the water to a blue color. We also attempted to make these rainbow ice cubes. This was the inspiration. They were a little harder to make than I originally anticipated, because we would do the certain color food coloring, layer that on the ice cube tray, freeze that, and then bring it back out and do the next color, and then freeze that, bring it back out, do the next color. But I found that even using cold water, when I would pour the next color in, it kind of went down and under the original ice cube. So maybe I just wasn't freezing them long enough. I was trying to get them done quick. But they still came out looking pretty cool and were just really fun to add to the party. And the last thing for our party was cake, or we ended up doing cupcakes, because I found these are much faster for me to make and easier. I don't need to be cutting a cake during the party because I don't like doing that. So everybody can just grab a cupcake. It's much simpler to do. I made the cupcakes ahead of time, froze them, and then took them out the day of the party to frost. For my 1-year-old, he doesn't have a lot of the refined sugars yet, so I ended up making him just one big blueberry muffin for him, which loves blueberries. He's very happy with that. My 4-year-old, with the construction theme, we attempted to make a dump truck. It is a little bit abstract, but you can see it. Original plan was to use black icing to kind of outline the truck features. In the moment, I figured people aren't going to want to eat black icing, so instead of making it more defined, we went with this more abstract kind of version of the dump truck. And then for my daughter with the unicorn, I had bought a horn to put in the top, and it came with an eyelash, or eye with eyelashes. So this one came out super cute, and I would say was probably the easiest one to do. If you've done a unicorn party before, I would love to hear what kind of things you did instead. We still have cupcakes left over from the party, so we've been having those every day after lunch, and I am looking forward to that. If you're liking these videos, please subscribe. I really appreciate it. And to all my fellow moms out there, I hope you all have a great day. Get one thing accomplished off your list today.